Gorgeous, welcome back to Life in Style. Today's video is going to be a highlighter declutter. I don't recall that I've done one of these as just a declutter. I did one quite some time ago, but also did it as a makeup collection video where I broke everything up into categories and then kind of got rid of things from there. But I've been looking at my collection lately and I'm just really feeling to the point that I need to pare down things because a lot of things are just sitting there and not doing anything. And I just think that that's such a waste, especially if you haven't used it for a very long time. I think it's just time to pass some of this stuff along. So I decided to start with my highlighting palettes. We're going to start up front here with this new NYX highlighter. It's called Love You So Mochi. I just got this and I just used this in the video. Sorry, that's blinding. This is a very, very beautiful highlighting palette and I just bought it, so I'm definitely going to keep it. I love it. I've used all of these shades so far and I've used it in one of my videos just very recently. So I'm also not going to swatch every single thing. I know there's some videos where people are swatching every single thing, but this video would be a gazillion hours long. So I will swatch a few things, but not everything. So this is definitely going to stay in my collection. The next thing I have here is the Too Faced Sweet Peach Glow Palette. I basically jumped on the bandwagon on this. I'm going to try to hold it so it's not too reflective. I jumped on the bandwagon on this and unfortunately, it just didn't work for me. The highlighter was very nice on my skin, but the blush and the bronzer way too light. It smells wonderful. It felt, very soft, but again, it just didn't work for my complexion. So instead of just keeping it there for, like collectible purposes, I'm gonna go ahead and pass this along to my sister, who's considerably much lighter than I am. The next one I have here is the Manizer Sister palette from The Balm, which is very nice. It has your Mary Luminizer, Cindy Luminizer, and Betty Luminizer. This is great for traveling. I've had this for a while now and take it with me every time I travel. So it's one that I am going to keep in my collection because I do like it. And just love that the pans are smaller. This is a really nice option, I think, if you just don't want to get one highlighter and you want to first of all, try all three, but second of all, really, unless you're using one highlighter every single day, you're never going to get through one. These highlighters are a very good size, like the full size ones, so trying to get through one of those is going to be crazy. The next one I have is the Flower Beauty highlighter, and this is called the Shimmer and Strobe highlighting palette. Let me just open it so you don't get too blinded. This has been talked about so much here on YouTube because it is just such a wonderful highlighting palette. This one I am going to swatch for you. Just really nice. It's a little powdery, but the effect that these powders have on the skin is just so gorgeous. I hope you can pick that up and that the light is not really washing that out, but it is just absolutely beautiful. All three of these powders work very nicely for my skin tone, and it is one that I grab for very often, so this is definitely not going anywhere. I'm going to grab the Tarte Skin Twinkle. This was the first one that came out, and again, I'm sorry, a lot of these packages are so reflective, but this is an absolute favorite of mine. Just hands down one of the very best highlighting palettes I own and I have ever tried, so this is definitely going to stay in my collection as well. The next one I have is the Sleek Makeup highlighting palette in Solstice. This is extremely reflective. These are very, very nice highlighters. You have two creams and two powders in here, and what attracted me to this palette was really just the smattering of the difference of colors. This lavender here, I hope I'm pointing to the right one. Yeah, this lavender purple here, that just was the one that sold me on getting this palette. It was sold out for so very long and you couldn't get it for a very long time. Then they weren't shipping to the United States, and of course people were like, you better ship to the United States or we're gonna riot. And once they finally started doing that, I went ahead and ordered this. So this is a really great palette and I do use it often. The next palette I have here is the Pure Moonlight Glow palette. I purchased this when Ulta was having one of its 21 Days of Beauty promos probably a little over a year ago, because I think they have it twice a year if I'm not mistaken. These are really nice highlighters. Sorry if I blinded you there. These are really nice highlighters, but they are cream based and I don't find myself using them too often, so I think I am going to pass this along. I haven't really picked this up too much. The next palette I have is the Strobe of Genius from NYX. This, when I got this palette, I was so excited because the color arrangement of this palette is just so different and so unique. And again, that purple right here was what really drew me to this palette. I have used several of the shades in here, though not all of them, but I find that I'm not reaching for this as much as I used to, so I am going to go ahead and pass this along as well. This little beauty here is the Lancome My Parisian Pastels. If you haven't seen this, it is the cutest thing. So these highlighters come individually packaged. So if, let's say, you wanted to travel and you just wanted to bring this one, which is my favorite, which is the purple, of course, you could just pop this into a little travel bag and just take this highlighter. You could also open the cover of all of these and swirl it together if that's what you wanted to do. I need to use this more, and this is definitely one that's going to stay in my collection. First of all, because it was not cheap, but again, because I have used it in the past and I do like it. It's just one that I have to pick up to use more, so this is going to stay in my collection as well. The next one I have here is the Anastasia Glow Kit in Gleam. This was the first glow kit that I got from Anastasia, and I remember when I went to Ulta to get it, I'm like, dude, this is $40. Like, I kept looking at it and I like left it in my cart just to make sure that I wanted it, but I am glad I got it. It's a beautiful highlighting palette. The pan sizes are very, very big. Again, this is one of those where you're not going to go through an entire palette, if even just one highlighter, if you have other highlighters that you're using. I am kind of on the fence of whether or not I want to get rid of this. I do tend to use this color, which is Crushed Pearl, a lot. I really like that one, and I've used Starburst as well. I may split this up with my sister and just have her you know, take like one or two colors and then keep the one that I really like, because this is really nice where you could pop this out and put it in a magnetic palette if you're traveling and just take it with you. So I think that's what I'm going to do and split it up with her, because again, she can use some of these, or you know, a friend that could use some that I don't use. The next one is definitely staying in my collection. I'm just going to say that right off the bat. This is one of my favorites as well. It is the Anastasia Moonchild. When I got this and opened this up, I was just like mouth on the floor. I didn't get it when it first came out, but I was like, I need to get this palette. These two, of course, absolutely call my name. This one is absolutely gorgeous as well, and I use this quite often. The last of the highlighting palettes is a new one I just got from Milani. I actually haven't even used this one, so it is definitely going to stay. This is the Holographic Beams in Stellar Lights. This is one of the new products that they've had on their website recently. I'm actually going to be using this in an upcoming Get Ready With Me. I'm just waiting to get some more of the Milani products that I had purchased to get delivered. I did swatch these and they swatched beautifully, so I cannot wait to use this palette. So now we're going to move on to some drugstore highlighters. I actually tried to put them all out, but they would have been out of range of the camera. So I'm going to split those up into two different filmings, if you will. So as you can tell, I have a lot of Wet n Wild, and then these are all Makeup Revolution. So I am going to start over here with this Makeup Revolution one. This is Skin Kiss, which is a gorgeous gold highlighter. Just really, really beautiful on the skin. It looks so gorgeous and so vibrant. I love the way this looks on my skin tone. I will say I don't reach for this as often as I used to when I first got it, so I think I am going to pass this along because I have a lot of other gold highlighters. This is great, but I have other gold highlighters that are better than this one. The next one I have from Makeup Revolution is the Vivid Baked Highlighter in Peach Lights, and that's what it looks like. I think most people have seen what it looks like. This is a really nice highlighter as well, but again, one that I don't reach for anymore, so I'm just going to pass this along to somebody else who can make better use of it. And then these two here are like the shimmer bricks. So this one is Pink Kiss, and this one is, just says Radiant. So that is what those two look like there. I'm definitely going to keep Pink Kiss because that's a little more up my alley. These with like the bronze tones and that sort of thing, I'm going to pass this one along. I like this one much better with the way it looks on my skin. It's just something that I prefer, like more pinky tones. So I'm going to go ahead and keep that one. So now moving on to Wet n Wild. Wet n Wild is such an affordable brand, and the highlighters are so good that it's almost one of those things where it's inevitable that you're just gonna have a slew of highlighters. So we're gonna start with the rainbow highlighter here. This is the Color Icon rainbow highlighter. This was when rainbow highlighters were all the rage when they came out. I don't have a lot of rainbow highlighters. I think I have maybe 2 if I'm not mistaken. So I am gonna go ahead and keep this one because I do like the way this looks on the cheeks. The gold bar, the Mega Glow Gold Bar, is another one that's very, very beautiful. This is another gold one that I love the way it looks. You get a lot of nice highlighting power with this one, so this is definitely gonna stay in my collection as well. This one is the highlighting bar. It's the one with the mermaid and has the mermaid scales. This came out some time ago, but not too long ago. I hope you can get the look of the scales there. This is also a very nice highlighter. I will say that sometimes it shifts a little bit green on the face, so you have to be careful with how heavy-handed you apply this. But other than that, it looks really nice and it's very shimmery. So I'm going to move up here to these two. These are the shimmer palette, to reflect shimmer palettes. And this one is Boozy Brunch. This is my favorite one of these two. This is the one that I am going to keep. If you want a gorgeous, let me just wipe off my hand here. If you want a gorgeous gold highlight, you swirl that together. And let me just put that on the hand. I am hoping that you can pick that up. The camera's probably going to do it no justice, but when you put this on the face, you swirl all the colors together, that gold highlight is just absolutely gorgeous. Again, this is Boozy Brunch. I don't always see it offered in every store I go to, so when I saw it, I just snatched it up without even thinking twice about it. This one I am going to pass along. I got rid of the paper overlay, so I'm not sure what the name of this is, but it is pretty as well. It's more pinky toned, so that's that right there. Hopefully you're picking that up well. But that's what that looks like. And these are very nice. They're beautiful. I just don't reach for this one as much as I do Boozy Brunch. So we're coming to our square highlighters. This is the one that caused, like, basically broke the internet. It broke the world. When these first came out, and I want to say it was these two, Precious Petals and Crown of My Canopy, you couldn't get them. You couldn't find them. People were going to stores, like, camping out. It was craziness. These are absolutely gorgeous highlights on the cheeks. I cannot complain at all about the quality of these products, and the price is absolutely right. So I'm going to keep these two in my collection because I do like these. And I'm also going to keep these two, which are newer ones. The pink one here is Botanic Dream, and I'll just open this up so you don't get too blinded there, hoping that is going to be picking that up. I love the detail as well on the actual highlighter. It's absolutely gorgeous. And these are just a couple of bucks a piece, so again, very economical. And I am definitely going to keep this one. This is Royal Calyx. I mean, that purple, it's just absolutely gorgeous. Like, you couldn't, it's just such a beautiful purple. I'm hoping you can pick that up. That's that right there. Get a nice shimmer. So if you like really shimmery highlights, you're gonna love this one. So these two were from, I want to say, the spring collection. These, I don't know if they're offered now. They were limited edition. All of these at some point were limited edition, and then they got permanent. I'm not sure if that's the case for these two. This is Lilac to Reality, which is a beautiful purple there, iridescent purple with that heart in the middle. I have used this before, but really I would keep it for the packaging, and I think that I can pass this along to somebody else who can make better use of it. This one is the Sweetest Bling. Very, very nice. I like this one as well, and as you can see, it's pink, and it also has the heart in the middle. But again, I don't reach for these as often as I do the other ones, so I'm going to pass these along to someone else who can use them. So we're going to move on to the second wave of drugstore highlighters. As you can see, I have kind of just a different smattering of brands here, but we're going to start with these two. These are the Maybelline Master Fairy Highlight. The first one that came out was this rainbow highlight. As you can see here, it is very, very pretty. I have used this many times and do like it. And then the second one that I have here is in 200, and I forget if it's called like the purples or something like that. This is absolutely gorgeous on the face. So what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to keep the purple and I'm going to pass along the rainbow one, only because I kept the one from Wet n Wild, and I also have one more kind of rainbowy mermaid one that I have that you'll see shortly that's going absolutely nowhere. So I'm going to pass this along because I don't reach for this too often. Actually going to add another little one there that tried to sneak away. And then we're going to move on to the Maybelline Master Chrome. This is going absolutely nowhere. This is in Molten Gold. This has been everywhere on YouTube because people have been so impressed with this highlighter. I'm hoping you can pick that up. It is absolutely gorgeous. The gold on that is just stunning. Really, really stunning. They did a fantastic job with this highlighter. And I know that they have two new ones, which I do want to pick up to try because I do like the color range on them. So this is definitely going to stay right here with me. So moving up to another gold highlighter, this is the Milani Strobe Light and Sun Glow. This is another one that's absolutely gorgeous. This came out some time ago, and they have a few shades. I don't remember how many, maybe 3 or 4, but this is the one that just kind of spoke to me the most, and I do love it, and I do pick it up quite often. The LA Girl Strobe Light Strobing Powder. This thing is out of this world. This is the 110 watt. And I want to say that this is the highest quote unquote wattage that they have. I'm just going to wipe my hand off here so I can put this highlighter on because this is one that you definitely need to see. This thing, when it's on the cheeks, is crazy good. Like, so amazing. And you're probably not going to pick that up really well. This is something that once you put on the face, it just blows everything out of the water. The camera's probably not doing it justice, but on the cheeks, absolutely gorgeous. I use it for an inner corner highlight as well when I'm doing my eyeshadow looks, and it just screams highlighter. So this is one that's definitely also going to stay in my collection. Moving on to this one, this is not necessarily drugstore, but this is a very affordable brand. This is BH Cosmetics, and this is the Bombshell Bronze. This is supposed to be kind of like a smattering of different like shimmery shades that you're supposed to, you can mix or you can use, you know, individually. I have hardly reached for this, so I'm definitely going to pass this along to somebody else who may want to use something like this and who can make better use of it because it's just sitting in my collection doing nothing. The next one I have is my NYX Duochrome Chromatic Highlighter in Lavender Steel. This is definitely going nowhere because it is one of my absolute favorites. I reach for this all the time, and it also made my 2017 beauty favorites. Again, as you can see, this purple is just something that I really enjoy. I'm going to swatch it for you, and it is just so iridescent. When I use it on like my inner corner, I'm hoping you can pick that up. I'm going to try to make that a little bit darker so you can pick that up. That is definitely going to be a purple highlight, but it is so beautiful on the cheeks, and like I said, inner corner highlight. People always ask me what I'm wearing when I wear this highlight, so this little bad boy is going to stay home with mama. So moving on to the last of the drugstore highlighters, this one is one I picked up at Sally Beauty. It's called Bitsy, and it is an ethereal. I'm not sure how to feel about this yet, to be honest. It's not that glowy. It has more of a duochrome look. That's that right there. But again, it's not too glowy, and I think it just adds a little too much color to the face without it being highlighty, if that makes sense. I think if you're going to add highlighting color, it needs to be shiny and glittery or something so that it just doesn't look like you have a swatch of just a color on your face. This, I think, is a little too dull for me, so I'm going to go ahead and pass that along. Maybe somebody could use it on the eyes or something like that. This Essence So Glow Cream to Powder is really, really nice. This is in Bright Up Your Life. I've used it several times, but don't use it too often, only because I don't use a lot of cream products. Again, it's nice, but if I'm not going to reach for it, I think I'm going to pass it along to somebody who may use it more, have dry skin, or just like to use cream products overall. So I'm going to go ahead and pass that along. This one from Hard Candy, I got at Walmart some time ago. It's the Prismatic Highlighter in Sheer Envy. When I saw it, I said, well, let me go ahead and try this. As you can see, it's a stark white. This is pure glitter. Like, I can't even explain how pure glitter that is. That's it right there. So for me, it's just a little too white for my skin tone, and it looks ashy on my skin. I had kept it because I said, well, maybe if I need glitter for like an eye look, or, you know, want to do some sort of costume look and want to have a little more glittery highlighter, I can use it. But I haven't picked it up since I purchased it. So I'm going to go ahead and pass it along to someone who may want to use it. Then I have the Essence Pure Nude Highlighter. This is going nowhere. It will never go anywhere. It is one of the most perfect highlighters ever in the world. It is $4.99. It adds a glow to your face that is just absolutely gorgeous. What I like about this highlighter is that you can lightly highlight your face or build it up and it will show up beautifully. Again, a beautiful one for the inner corner, you know, that's just going to show up so beautifully. So if you haven't tried this, I mean, everyone that I've seen doing reviews on this has given it rave reviews because it is such a gorgeous highlighter. And then the last thing I have here is from e.l.f. This is a new product to me, although I've had it quite some time. I've just swatched this. I'm just going to mix it up a bit because if you don't use it, like, it kind of separates and stuff. I've seen people rave about this product. It is pretty. I'm just not sure how to feel about it. I think it's because I don't do cream products, but that's what that looks like right there. And it is glowy, but for me, I don't think it's worth to do a cream product and then do a powder product when I have many powder products that are absolutely beautiful as far as highlighting the face. So I'm going to pass this one along as well. And now we're gonna finish off with my higher end highlighters. I have a couple in there that I didn't put with the drugstore stuff, 2 from ColourPop, and I think that might be it. Everything else is mid-range to more high end. So I'm gonna start right here in this corner. And actually this was pretty inexpensive. I got this at Hot Topic, which is one of my favorite stores. It's the Blackheart Unicorn Dust eyeshadow. So I thought, you know what, it's a couple of bucks. I'm gonna go ahead and pick it up. I think it was like, yeah, it is $6, and it is just not good. Like, I can't even stress it enough how not good that is. Like, you don't even want to see the swatch. It looks like a muddy, ruddy mess. It is disgusting. So I'm gonna see if anybody wants this, but if nobody does, I'm just gonna toss it because it was very inexpensive, but the quality is just crap. The next one I have is a ColourPop highlighter. I've said this before, I hate the way in the back they put pressed powder face, highlighter, bronzer. You're not going to know what it is until you open it, which is so annoying. Like, I have a bronzer in the same packaging, which I absolutely love, and it's the same thing. So anyway, so this is a highlighter, and it does have a mirror, so I don't want to blind you there. The thing I don't like about this highlighter, and I guess it's because it probably has the same formula as kind of there it is right there, Super Shock Shadows, is it feels kind of like a bouncy texture. So it feels like when I put my finger in it, it almost looks very crumbly, but it does blend out nicely. I just don't like the way it feels when you kind of get in there. But it is a beautiful highlighter, so I'm gonna go ahead and keep that. And then the next one is definitely going to be kept. It's from Makeup Geek. It's one of their duochrome highlighters in Celestial. This is one of my all-time favorite highlighters. When they say duochrome, they mean duochrome. The shift on this is absolutely beautiful and just looks absolutely gorgeous. Another one that I use for the inner corner highlight, and it just, again, it never fails that people ask me what I'm wearing when I'm wearing this highlighter. I have one from Jouer here. This is the powder highlighter in Rose Quartz, which is that one right there. They have several, and I'm sorry for this reflective packaging. They have several different options as far as shades for highlighters, and these are very beautiful on the skin. I love very much how these work. Then I have one from Urban Decay. This is their Afterglow Highlighter in Sin. One of my favorites as well. This is another one that, like I said earlier, I have a lot of gold type highlighters that are better than the ones I had earlier. This is one of them. It is so beautiful on the cheeks and so vibrant, so highlighty looking. It's one of those that knocks your socks off. So it's definitely one that's staying in my collection. Laura Geller's Gilded Honey. I looked for this freaking everywhere for the longest time and could not find it. It is such a popular highlighter, not only here on YouTube, but obviously out in the stores as well, because I couldn't find it for forever. In fact, I think I had to order this online. One of the prettiest gold highlighters you will ever encounter. Just stunning. That's it right there, because I had something else over here. Stunning and gorgeous, and this is one of those that looks so beautiful if you're a deeper skin tone. It is just beautiful. So moving here, I have a ColourPop one, and like I said, I just forgot to put it in the drugstore type ones. This is in Honeymoon. This is another one that I'm definitely keeping. I have used the shit out of this thing. I don't know if you can get a feel for the dip that's in there, but this is such an enchanting highlight. Like, I can't even describe it any other way. It has such a gorgeous shift. I've used this on the eyes, I've used this on the cheeks, I've used this in the inner corner as well, and I just can't get enough of this. I've had people from work buy this because they keep asking me what's on my face, and when I told them the price, because I think it was only $8, two of the girls ran out and ordered them online. So I'm going to move over here to the Stila one. This is an all over shimmer duo, I can talk, in Kitten. This is definitely one that I'm also keeping. I always also take this when I travel. For some reason, I don't use it too much here, but when I travel, I always put this in my bag. It's one of those where, of course, Kitten is just universally beautiful. You can use it as a regular highlighter. You can use it as an inner corner highlight. And I love the fact that the packaging is small enough. And I got this on sale. I think I only paid like $10 for this. So this is one that's definitely staying. My next one is What Mermaids Are Made Of from Love Luxe Beauty. I have talked about this extensively on my channel. This is my ride or die highlighter. No matter what is the favorite of the season for me, no matter what made 2017 favorites, this is the ride or die. I'm gonna swatch this for you. I always swirl it around. Iridescent, so beautiful. This highlighter lasts for hours, and when I say hours, I mean hours. I wore this one time to go see the Rocky Horror Picture Show. I had put it on pretty early. The show was, long. Then there was a Q&A after with Barry Bostwick, I want to say, I hope I got his name right, who plays Brad Majors. So we were there for quite some time. Then we left and went through a drive-thru, and the girl in the drive-thru was like, "What the hell do you have on your cheeks? It is gorgeous." And I'm like, "What is she talking about?" And my sister and I looked at my face and we're like, holy shit, that highlighter is hanging out. And it still looked as vibrant as the moment I put it on. So this one will be with me always. And it's one that when it goes off or it breaks or anything will always be repurchased by me because it's gorgeous. So the next one I have is the Mary Luminizer from The Balm. Everybody knows what that looks like. It is the OG highlighter. This is one, again, that I absolutely love. But what I think I'm going to do is I think I am going to pass this along because I have the one in the smaller palette. And again, you're never going to go through a full one and somebody else could make use of this. So I'm going to go ahead and pass that along. This one is the NARS highlighter. This was the Man Ray collab, and this is in Double Take. This little beauty is going nowhere. It is absolutely amazing. I'm trying not to blind you here. Let me take this paper off. There's a mirror in here. Yeah. Okay, so I'm going to try not to blind you. So that's what the highlighter looks like. It is gorgina on the face. It's like dripping gold. Absolutely beautiful. I'm going to see if I have some hand space here to swatch this, and hopefully the camera will pick up how beautiful it is. So there it is right there, right next to my What Mermaids Are Made Of. This is a gorgeous, gorgeous highlighter. I don't usually order things quickly, unless it's something that, you know, I really, really want. And this was a highlighter that I really, really wanted. As soon as this collection came out, I purchased this and was so happy that I did. So we're moving on to the Stila Heaven's Hue highlighter in Transcendence. This is another one where people are probably going to be like, that is a squishy consistency. This is a funky consistency on this highlighter. It's like one of the ColourPop Super Shock shadows. It's like a squishy consistency, but man, when you get this on the face or the inner corner of the eyes, it is so beautiful. They also have this in Kitten, which is very gorgeous, and I believe another 1 or 2 shades, but this one again with the purple hue just absolutely spoke to me. So I got it and I absolutely love it. It's got a really nice duochrome shift as well. So if you're into duochromes, this might be a nice option for you. All right, so moving along here, I have Max Oh Darling, which is another fabulous gold highlight. This one came out, I believe, some time ago as a, was it a limited edition? I want to say it was a limited edition, and then they brought it back permanently, and everybody was happy. Everybody was super happy because it is a gorgeous gold highlight. This is another one that's going to stay in my collection because I do reach for this quite often. The next one I have is by Ofra. It's the Beverly Hills highlighter. This is a highlighter, I believe, I want to say I got in a BoxyCharm some time ago. It is a gorgeous highlighter. The fact that you can either swirl your brush in all together or just use individual little triangles is wonderful because I think you get a good option with using this. I don't reach for this often, and I look at it and I don't understand why, because it is one of the most beautiful highlights I have ever seen and I have ever used. I have used this before, but again, I just don't reach for it that often, so I think I am going to pass this along. The next one I have is the Smashbox Soft Lights in Prism. First of all, Smashbox packaging just always gets me. So this is what it looks like. This is something that's very, very subtle. I haven't used this in a very long time. It is beautiful on the skin, but again, it's very subtle. So for me, it's like I want a little bit more glow than what this can give me. So I'm going to go ahead and pass this along. Next, I have my Too Faced Love Light Prismatic highlighter in Ray of Light, and I'm going to try like hell not to blind you with this crap because it is so reflective, but it's the one that's shaped like this, almost like a diamond. This is a gorgeous highlighter, and I know they have several options and shades on this, but this is the one that I liked the best, and this is definitely going to stay here with Mama. So the last couple of things I have actually were a set. I actually got this as a gift from one of the girls at the office, and she was new just like a couple of weeks. So when I saw a little package wrapped up on my desk, I'm like, are you kidding me? That is super, super sweet. So this is Gilded Honey in a tiny, tiny little travel size highlighter. This is definitely going to stay because I can take this to travel. Although the original is not that big, anytime you can save space when you travel, it's always great. And that is one of my favorite gold highlighters. This is the Spackle Tinted Makeup Primer in Champagne. I am not one for tinted primers. I haven't even opened it. As you can see, the foil is still on there. I was going to swatch it for you, but I'm not even going to open it. I'm going to pass this along to someone who may have very, very dry skin, only because, again, I don't tend to use these type of tinted primers, and I could see and hear that there's glitter particles in here, and I don't really like glitter all over my face, so I'm going to pass that along. This I am absolutely going to keep. It is the Easy Illuminating Stick, also in Gilded Honey. Absolutely beautiful. I'm going to see if I can just swatch that here. And even though it's a cream product, I love this. I've already used this several times since I've gotten it for Christmas. So again, this is going to stay in my collection because I really do love this color and the formula as well. So that is going to do it. As you can see my hands here, that is going to do it for this highlighter declutter. I hope it's something you enjoyed. This really felt satisfying to me to start paring down my collection. Like I said, I'm going to continue to do these. So you'll see eyeshadow palettes, you'll see primers and blushes, lip products, and that sort of thing. So stay tuned because I'm going to try to do one of these per week. And I hope you'll join me to declutter my collection. So thanks so much for spending a few moments of your day with me. I hope, again, it's something you enjoyed. Please subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Also, click that little bell to get alerted as to whenever I upload new videos. Thanks again, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.